Welcome back. Welcome back. We want to say, man, it's been a few months, a few weeks, a few days, a few hours, man, but we are back in the Saddle Dreams Podcast with my co-host, Scott Cloman. Scott, how you doing, brother?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent, man. How you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you. Today is a show like none other. We are bringing one of the brightest and better stars in the soccer world, Miss Sariyah Bailey.
Sariyah's been fantastic for us, to come in as a freshman and have the impact that she has been unbelievable. Whether it's assists or goals, I think she's been a massive factor for the team this season.
Thank you for joining us, Miss Sariyah Bailey. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. For those who don't know, Miss Sariyah Bailey, she attends LSU Tigers right now. For Miss Sariyah Bailey, she's one of many. So if I can, just give you your flowers. And that's the most important thing. So as a true freshman, Miss Bailey started 90% of the games, which is extremely rare as a true freshman. Goals of 9. She had assist of 7. She made SEC All-Freshman team, first LSU women's player to be called up to the USA national team. She just had that experience coming from Portugal. But also she's in the top 30 in the world, in the collegiate world of playing sports, All-American. We want to welcome Miss Sariyah Bailey. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I'll turn it over to my man, Scott C.
Yeah. So what's going on? How you doing out there in the BR?
I mean, I'm enjoying the heat out here. How about you?
We're starting to get a little bit of sun in Edmonton. So and then so you just got back from Portugal. Yeah. Big time difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 hours.
6 hours.
Man, long flights. The flight was like 8 hours.
Yeah.
But I'm a little used to it, but
yeah.
This like whole travel journey was definitely the longest I've ever had.
Okay. Yeah.
I got through it.
Well, there you go. Well, this is a perfect segue to my question. You left home at an early age, 16 years old, I believe, and then obviously you left again at 18 to attend Louisiana State University. But going back to when you were 16, where you went to was it Mount Kelly School in Tavistock, England? I don't know. I seen some pictures of it. It looked like there's nothing there. So, I understand. And the thing is, as a teenager, it's just like our friends can be our world, right? Our friends and family, especially our friends. So, talk about like how difficult was that? Like making that transition, leaving at 16 years old to go all the way to England and leaving your, family and friends behind. Talk about that transition for you.
Man, yeah, it was definitely like the first time for me to be that far away. Before that, I've been to like camps with like Whitecaps and stuff, and that would be like in Vancouver, which wasn't too far.
Mm-hmm.
And they were only like a couple of days, so it wasn't too bad. But I think going to England was definitely like my biggest challenge, especially at that age. But just like my dad told me, like you're not gonna like success begins when comfort ends, and I've kind of like lived by that because not everything you're gonna do is gonna be comfortable. There's gonna be times where you gotta fight through like the adversity. Like you're never gonna have like a smooth journey. There's always gonna be bumps, like and that's just life. And I think I'm grateful enough to have such amazing friends and family that like they've supported me through the entire thing. Like, and I think if I didn't have their support and I didn't like hear the words that they told me, I don't think I would have gone like through that. So I think it was definitely a challenge, but I mean, playing professional soccer has been like my dream since I was young, and I knew that there was going to be challenges in my life in order to hit that goal. And I just took that opportunity because not a lot of people get those opportunities, especially living in Alberta. It's very tough. There's a lot of people that I know that have like such great potential, and it kind of ends in youth because you know there's not a lot of opportunities after youth. So
Mhm.
I mean, just having that opportunity and taking it, like, I took it. Like,
Yeah.
Whitecaps, wasn't going as well for me, unfortunately, but I wanted to, make my own path. I wanted to, like, just have my own story and create a new journey than, like, having that one path to go through Whitecaps in order to go to the States. Like, I just wanted to have my own story. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Before I turn it over to Jackie, talk about
Mhm.
that experience a little bit with the Whitecaps, and I know you went to Vancouver, you went to Montreal, and not making that team. What kind of mental state did that put you in, and kind of what? I know at the time it was difficult, but now you realize how much of a
Yeah.
it made you, a more resilient person now. Talk about what that experience did for you by them
Yeah.
denying you.
Uh-huh. I mean, in my mind, I thought, going through Whitecaps was the only way to be successful
Mm-hmm.
because that was realistically at that time, that was one of the bigger clubs, not clubs, but like teams with high level players. And, I thought in my mind, if I didn't get on Whitecaps, then, like my journey's over. And I definitely hit that bump, but again, I was lucky enough to have, my dad who told me, hey, there's going to be times where you're not going to be able to win everything. There's going to be those battles where you might fall, but at the end of the day, you need to get up and you need to fight. And I think, making, like, being the best on my youth teams, like, and then going to Whitecaps and not making it was very humbling.
Mm-hmm.
However, that was a motivation for me to, step up and set the standards higher, because being the best, you don't think about those standards because you're already up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then like, not making Whitecaps just like motivated me to work just as hard as anyone else, doing the little things, doing extra things, and just setting that standard higher than I could have possibly would have thought. But I think that's something that's very important to, especially people at home, is that there's going to be times where you're going to hit adversity. There's times where things aren't going to go your way, but don't let that affect you, because there's just not one path to success. Like, make your own, journey. That's what makes you unique as a player. And I think that's kind of what made me stand out, was because, I went through, like, I went to England, I went to a completely different country, like, at such a young age, I had to come back home, and then I'm back out here. It's just like, I think that's such like a beautiful thing for me, is just to, go through that path and go through that journey and like share my story. And I think that's super important as a player, and like how it shapes you.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that for you to have that experience at such a young age is definitely rare. And so yeah, kudos to you for battling through that, because especially at such a young age, that's very, very difficult. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, man, I was getting emotional over here, Scott. I
I know. I was ready. I was
no,
ready. She had me ready. She was ready to put.
it's
I was
not
about to put my helmet on.
emotional, man, because
Yeah.
you have to understand, like, um, we'll share more near the end, but to hear the journey and the maturation, that's one of our main words that we use. And for your mom, your dad, the family, the friends who are in that circle with you, and not allowing you to, falter, not allow you to sway, and you taking the information and being that much more, driven and that much more motivated. So yeah, man, that's a story within itself. So congratulations on that, and just way to persevere, man. So congratulations on that. So for me, hell, I almost don't want to ask the question, Scott, because I kind of think I know the answer, but let's give her a chance. In doing that and going to Whitecaps and going to England, going to LSU, now playing, and you're playing up, older, more, more mature women. Not saying not better players, but that there's a top tier talent in there. So, in which situation was tougher, adjusting to the transition of the LSU or to the U.S. national team?
Like, which was more tough for me
Mhm.
personally?
Yes.
Honestly, it's very different because the US plays a completely different style from LSU. So
Correct.
obviously they have their pros and their cons.
Correct.
For me, weather was a big bump for me at LSU.
It's hot.
Because it's very humid, it's very hot. Like in the summer, woo!
I know, we know.
It's running, and I'm like, oh man, when is this gonna end? But weather was a big thing. But the thing is, the U.S. national team, they have such a unique system, like the way they play, and the quality and just the speed of play is very different from college.
Absolutely.
And you could just tell just by the quality of the players, the way they play, just like the different systems they run. It is very different from college. I'd say SEC is a very more physical aspect of soccer, where like I'd say the US is very more strategic in a way. So I think just national teams compared to college is way different. I think it's very, very different. Like technically, mentally is a big one too, and I feel like not a lot of people, think about that. Like just having that mental like toughness of going, which I think college is such a great thing to start with because you're doing it every day, right? So then you start creating a routine, and then once you start playing on national teams and stuff, you kind of get an idea of how it is. But like we had short practices for about an hour, but it was hard. Like they were like go, like very, very intense, where like I'd say college is more you ease into it, right? So I think, going into the national camps is definitely a bigger step for me. And I think, it's crazy how much like higher the standards are, like, and it's very fast paced. Like, you got to know what you're doing before you receive the ball. Like, it's just like a lot, like, like it's a lot like mentally, physically quicker. And I think, yeah, it is. And it's a lot. But I mean, if you want to like go pro, you want to get like as far as you possibly can and get to that like the highest point with soccer, I think you got to get there, right? Like you have to play that quality, like you have to be there technically to be in the best league. So I think, yeah, for sure the national team is definitely.
Yeah, man, as that sounds, it's like no shortcut to being the best. So
yeah, for sure.
There's no shortcut to being the best. Congratulations. Absolutely.
Yeah. We were Sariyah, we were Jackie and I were both laughing when you mentioned the Heat. It was funny. we always tell a story where we were in the dorm after one of the, I don't know, we had probably because he came from North Carolina, which is pretty high. I came from California, which is very similar to Edmonton, dry heat. And so we were in training camp in August, and we were probably, I don't know, a few days in, and we was like laying on the floor, just. And I don't know if we looked at each other, and I think you said, I don't know if this for me.
I don't know if this. I don't know if I'm going to complete this. I don't know if this for me, man. Like, that heat makes you question, what are you doing here, man?
Yeah. Like Coach Rich said, you get that far away look in your eye. You just.
That was the truth, man. We were laying on the floor, right? We were literally just trying to cool off. Like we were
you.
Oh my goodness. I looked at this guy, I say, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if this is for me.
I'll tell you one more quick funny story. We were in the middle of practice one time, Sariyah, and I was done. I didn't have nothing left. And the thing was, we didn't know anything about nutrition or
nothing.
We're at Southern, and it was worse than it is now. So I'm dying. And I ain't had nothing in the tank. I told Coach, I said, I use the bathroom. Coach, he said, so we had porta potty. He said, go use the outhouse. I said, I can't. I got to do number 2. I lied. Look, I ran into the mini dome. I walked in there, air conditioning hit me. I was like, ooh. I took off everything.
Everything.
I just laid on the ground, and I was like, man, I ain't gonna make it. And then it was about 5 minutes went by, and I was like, let me put my stuff on. I just suck it up, and I got ready to put my stuff on, and I hear like cleats, people running in.
Practice was over.
They had a thunderstorm.
Yep.
And I said, boy, God saved me that day. I'll never, because I was done.
It was done.
I was done, and they ran in. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. But it's tough. That heat, you go in that heat. It's nothing to play with.
Yeah.
Well,
oh my goodness.
Corey, I know it's terrible.
Because we're like in the morning, so like we were like, it was kind of like 8 to 9:30. Mm-hmm. That's when the sun just like comes up and stuff. I'm like, oh no. Mm-hmm. Like we're like 10 minutes in doing warm up, and I'm like,
I know. And warm up, you like, God, this is warm. It's warm up.
I'm like, I'm looking for a cloud or something.
It's clear blue up there. It's clear blue.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, man.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously you have different stages of your athletic career. I don't think I remember a time where you didn't dominate and lead your team in scoring and led your youth leagues in scoring. When did you realize? I know you folks. I know you're a humble young lady, but at the end of the day, there's no denying that you are special. You're a special person, and you're a special athlete. When did you realize how special you were?
That's a good question. I feel like I knew my spark kind of came when I was younger because, so basically, this is how it started was, my grandma was the one who signed me up for a soccer team. Yeah, but my grandfather, he brought me to the wrong tryouts. And so then they were like, you know what? You could still try out, just try out for this team, but they were older. And so I grew up, playing a year up and whatnot. And, I was in my Converse while everyone else was in their soccer shoes and everything. But that didn't stop me. I'm like, as long as I got that don't stop me. So yeah, and then just that like very first season, we were playing against a team that, was our rival, right? Mm-hmm. And to intimidate the other team, my coach would make me take a penalty because I was like, I could kick the hardest on the team. I was like kind of known for that when I was like 7 years old. So then he'd make me take a penalty on our goalie, and then everyone would be like, "Ooh!" And I think that's when I knew, like, my spark. I'm like, "Oh, like I'm getting some recognition for this," and I think kind of like my spark, and I'm like, okay, if my coach can take me like individually, like, hey, kick this ball right now, and I have like people, reacting off of it. I that was kind of like from there. I was like, okay, I'm getting this attention. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah. I like, so yeah, I think that was really my spark since I was younger, and that fear of like what people thought about me. Like, I think from there I was like, I just want to play. Like, I'm just a kid that wants to score goals. Like, and since then I've been scoring goals. So yeah, I think that's my spark for sure.
So at around 7 years old, once you saw how the crowd reacted to you, how your teammates reacted to you, how the coach reacted. I had that
belief from my coach. Absolutely, that was my spark. Because my dad didn't know anything about soccer. Yeah.
He's a soccer guru now.
Back then, my dad didn't know too much about soccer, so just having that belief from my coach, especially who just met me, and he like told me like, you have a gift, like you have a lot of potential, especially at your age, and how you're playing with girls who are taller, stronger than you. Because I was like a pretty tiny kid when I was younger, so being able to adapt to that at such a young age and having that belief from my coach was definitely something like that started a spark for sure.
That's awesome.
Oh man, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. And like I said, we'll talk a little bit later, but I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna remember that statement that you said because once I say it, Scott will know what I'm saying when we bring it back up. But in the process of that, you know, you speak of your dad, you speak of your mom, your grandmother, your grandfather, your family. When you think of the name on the back of your jersey, what does it mean to you?
I mean, that's kind of like it's not even just me. That last name on my back is not just me. That last name on my back is all the people who have supported me, who have helped me get to that point. And I'm just not representing myself. I'm representing my family, my friends, like everyone. So I think that, being a Remanente Bailey is something that's truly important to me because, I would not be where I am without them, and I feel like I want to represent every Remanente Bailey that I possibly can because they helped me get to that point. And without them, like again, I would not have been here. So, that's truly what it means. It means just like my family, my friends, and those important people in my life who sacrificed so much for me to, get to this point. So, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, that's awesome.
absolutely.
You
That's
made me
awesome.
cry, Scott. You gonna make me cry.
Hold on, hold
Emotional.
on. Keep it together,
Crying. I'm
man.
crying, Sarah.
I think that's beautiful too that you have both last names.
Absolutely.
And really that really resonates to represent everyone who's pitched in and played a part. That's amazing. I mean, you have a long way to go, a long career ahead of you. You've already accomplished some amazing things, but
Mhm.
we all have goals. Just like you had, you have a dream, a goal and dream to play professional soccer. So when you look at, when it's all said and done, and you can picture this amazing soccer career, like how do you want to be remembered?
Um, thing is that I want to be remembered by, just by like my journey and how I inspired many young girls, even boys, like especially in Canada, like I just want to be represented as like one of those people who, impacted other people's lives. I don't
Mm,
just want to be a soccer player. Like I
mm,
want to make some sort of impact out of it as well on
mm,
other people. And I think that's just as important. Like
mm,
I want to be a role model, and I feel like I've been a leader growing up, and I want to take that like as I grow up and play professional. I think that's something that's super important. And I feel like I just want to be one of the unique players. I don't want to be one of the players that, oh yeah, I just went into pro, played on the national team. Like I want to, again, have a story that proves that there's just not one path to success. There's
mm,
many more, and you should make your story unique as well.
mhm.
Don't You don't want to, just like add a little spice to it, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
look up to someone, but make it your story, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So I
that's
just
awesome.
want to, inspire, especially young girls in Edmonton who, might have the same, might be going through the same things as me. I know things are changing now. However, some people might be going through the same thing as me. And
Yeah,
it's sad to say that some people have ended their journey with soccer because, you know, not many opportunities out of it, or could be college. Like it's hard being in Canada and making a D1, and sorry. Sorry, NCAA team. I think especially in Alberta, it is very tough because we're much smaller when it comes to soccer, whereas Ontario, Toronto, BC, they're much bigger and they have like the NDC, which is very big as well. So, I just want to be remembered as just like someone who can impact other people's lives in a positive way. And I think that's very important for me as a player and as a person.
love it, love it. Well,
It's
you've
beautiful.
already doing that. Already doing that. You can see the diff. You can see when you hit the field. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't really. Here again, I'm just learning soccer because watching you now, starting to learn, kind of,
Mhm.
learn about it, and you can definitely tell when you're out there how you make everyone around you better. So I love watching you play.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just it was a song. What's called "It's a Family Affair," right?
Mhm.
It's like it's a family affair. You may not know that song, but the reason I'm saying that is because it's crazy because the history that you are building and just 15 minutes across the bridge, you have your big sister Michaela over there playing and stuff.
Yeah.
So that right there, that's what the family fair is about. You have history in the southern region. You're building your history. You're making history right there at LSU. With your big sister playing across town at Southern University, talk about how is it about having her in the same city, such and during such a big transition for the both of you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm extremely grateful to have my sister with me. I feel like that doesn't happen very often. Um, but yeah, my sister's honestly an amazing soccer player. Right now things aren't really going her way right now with an injury. However, she inspires me honestly. She is one of the strongest girls I've ever like met, and she's such an amazing sister. I feel like, having someone that I can relate to is so important, and I feel like, you know, like I'm so grateful like when my parents come down, like they can see both of us where it's like, they don't have to go to two different states. Um but just being able to have family here is so amazing, and I feel like, one big thing that people don't realize is just mentally how tough things can be. That could be even just from media, that could even just be your own personal, problems, but I feel like, having someone that I can go to just 15 minutes down the road is just, I'm so lucky for that. And I'm so lucky, to even just like have a sister that, because she deserves it. Like, she's an insane player. I don't think y'all realize she's so strong. Like, and she's good. Like, and I wish she's here with me at LSU, so we maybe play against each other. But I mean, just yeah, I think I'm just extremely grateful to have my sister here, and maybe there might be a day where we play against each other and have a little show. You never know, but I'm yeah, like she deserves the world, and I'm extremely like grateful to have her here with me, because I honestly, again, like I don't think like England was tough, but college is different. College is different because you're by yourself. You don't got like back in England, like we had like a house parent, so I got some in college. Like
It's
it's
all
on
on
you.
you. It's all on
It's
you.
on you, and you gotta make sure you're eating, gotta make sure you're hydrating, especially here. Like, there's so much that goes on that you gotta be on top of things. And mentally, for me, it was tough the first 3 months. Like, just go, 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 because our season started so early, right, in the fall. So, just having that outlet and having my sister, like, she definitely got me through a lot of it. So, again, like, I'm grateful for her. Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Congratulations. Absolutely. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
and that's a bond that I'm sure it's brought you two closer, even though
Mhm.
you're already close.
Yeah.
Before I go to my next question, which is the final question, I just wanted to add something. Um, I think back in October, you guys are playing against University of Alabama, and you have all these people come down from Canada. I know Damien Williams came down from Chicago. It
Yeah.
was like, I don't know, all your dad's teammates, college teammates from Southern, it was probably 40, 50 people. Like, what did that feel like to look up in the stands and see all those people cheering for you? That had to be pretty crazy.
Okay, this is kind of funny. Me and my dad like to go back and forth, and we don't believe it till we see it.
Yeah.
So, when my dad was like, "Yeah, we got like 30, 40, 50 people coming," and I'm like, "Yeah, right, Dad. There's no way."
Mhm.
I'm like, with the price of the flights, I was like, "No way." I mean, like, I was like, "No way." And then I remember I was warming up, and then like y'all weren't like my family wasn't there yet.
Mm.
And then we go back into locker room. I come back out and I see y'all take up half of the stands. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, shoot, I gotta get ready. I'm like, I gotta put on.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
like acting like, cause like in my mind I was like all jumpy and stuff. But I'm like, okay, I gotta be professional. Like I gotta play. But just seeing that and seeing my family, my friends, and just everyone, like honestly, like even when I was playing again, it almost brought me to tears because I'm so grateful for having that support system. Like even my whole team was like, yo, you gotta bring him back. Because like
Yeah.
I honestly like had no words. I'm like, it was just honestly like in my mind it was a dream come true. Like
Mhm.
people don't have that many family members, that many friends come out.
Mhm.
Like, and the fact that that happened, that just honestly just drove me to be the best that I could possibly be and hit the top. And I
Mhm.
wanted to do that for my family, my friends.
Mhm.
So I think, just seeing that was beautiful, and that love that I have for my family, like, and my friends, like, that will be there
Mhm.
forever. And like, again, like, I'm grateful. And man, that was such a good game.
Yeah, it was.
I scored my first goal. I scored my first goal in front of them, and I think that was
Yeah.
such a beautiful moment that like I will look back on for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
So I'm glad that I had my family to see that, especially, and enjoy that moment with me. That was amazing for sure.
Jackie, she had a rocket too from about, this was about, oh, it
Yeah,
was like 30, 40 yards, like 40 yards out.
yeah.
It was crazy.
I saw it. I saw it on the news.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Because what happened? It was, I don't know if from the TV, like it was from the right side,
Uh-huh.
and boom. I was like, okay, because remember I talked to you about it. I was like, man, she's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
man, just congratulations, Sariyah. Really, just
Mhm.
it's moments like that like you said, you will never forget. Never.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you're 18 going on. You'll be 19 next month. So
Mhm.
early happy birthday.
Thank you.
So
Thank
you're a Taurus then, huh?
I'm an Aries.
Aries. So Taurus is right around the
Wait,
same time.
I think I'm an
I
Aries.
think you're a Taurus because my brother's birthday is April 26th. He's a Taurus.
Wait, I thought I was like an Aries or.
Well, look into that. Check into it.
I'm
See
an
what.
Aries. I'm an Aries.
Oh,
I'm
you're
an
Aries. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I ain't no Taurus.
Yeah, no, so we asked all our guests this, and even though you are young,
Mhm.
but so we won't go too far back, right?
Okay.
Right. But if you had to go back and have a conversation with young 14, 15, 16-year-old Sariyah, what
Mhm.
advice would you give her, and what would that conversation look like?
I think going back on a couple of years, I'd say back to COVID because I think that's when life hit me the hardest. I'd go bike literally over highways. Like it'd take me about 30-40 minutes because it was uphill to get to fields. And I do like little shooting drills and whatever I can, because obviously like we couldn't practice, and if we could, it'd be in little boxes that were 6 feet apart, right? So you can only do so much. So just doing those little things on my own, and that was a time where I didn't make white caps as well. So I think that specific moment, I would tell myself, never give up. There's a reason, God's doing what he's doing. But he gave you this gift for a reason, and don't take anything for granted. And I think that's something that is super important, is that, God was there by my side through everything, and everything happens for a reason. And God only wants you to be successful in life, right? And he throws things because it challenges you to be the best that you could possibly be. So I think just telling myself that, again, things happen for a reason. Don't take anything for granted and trust God. And I hands down, I tell myself that. I even tell myself that every day. Because, there's times during the day where, things might not go my way, but, everything happens for a reason. God puts you through that pain because, not everything is going to be perfect in life. And that's just how things are. But what's more important is how you could, get through it. And that builds character. And I think that's something that's super, super important for me. And then it translates to, how I play on the field, for sure.
Awesome. Great. That's a great response. I love it. I love it.
I'm blown away, Scott. Sariyah, if Scott asked me to close, but this is special for me because I've literally seen you grow up. Whether you know that or not, I've known your father. I've known Scott for over 30 years. But what I wanted to share that I couldn't say earlier, I wanted to make sure you had your moment, is when I first saw you play, Scott called me, your father called me. He said, Jackie, man, I said, let me see her film. Scott, what did I say about Sariyah?
Yeah, she's special. Yeah, she's special. Yeah.
I said,
yeah.
This is my, he's telling the truth. I said, man, she's a prodigy. He said, she's a prodigy. He was like, man, I said, I'm telling you. I said, she is a prodigy. Your movements, and now I understand. I really understand now. And I want to say kudos to your father, your mom, your grandfather, your grandmother, your sisters, your cousins, whoever has been a part, the coaches that has everyone paved your way and helped you see, hey, you can be this. And just for your relentlessness, not stopping, understanding, and the things that have been put and instilled in you. You don't see a lot of that in these modern day athletes. I'm just being honest. It's a lot of selfishness, which in some cases you have to be selfish, but just to hear how you've directed and the dialogue we've had in this particular session, like this has been outstanding for me to hear, for me to see, and also for the world to get to know and learn more about you, because it's going to be more of you. It's going to be more things to be done. It's going to be more things to be seen. And from us at D.R.E.A.M.S Podcast, especially for me, I just wish you nothing but the best, because you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. You're going through the proper way of going about it. You're preparing properly, mentally, physically, sounds the same way as spiritually, and you haven't lost sight, because to compete in England, you were going against grown-ups, and to complete, to come to college. Yeah, you can see the differentiation, but you're that much quicker. You understand that angle, like you said, the specifics of the game. It enhances when you go to those national stages. So for me, I just want you to continue to be the absolute best. Continue doing the things that you are doing. Take care of your mental, your heart, your spiritual. Continue to lean on the people that you have been leaning on. Keep that circle tight. And man, I just wish you nothing but the best. And I got to make the game, because they called me, but they called me late. So they did tell me.
You'll have a time. They went to the football game last time and had a blast.
I got to come to the game. I have to come to the game.
I know.
I am a fan. So I'm gonna have to give me a jersey, and I'm being honest. Scott knows this. I don't wear jerseys. The only jersey I wear is gonna be my name on my back. But I will support, because this is what it's about. For me, as we get older, like I said, Scott, Fred, I've known these gentlemen for over 30 years, and these are people that I consider my brothers. And so these are the moments that have to be shared, that have to be, collective, because now, unfortunately, we're living vicariously through our kids. But that's what we want to see, because there'll be not another person that wants you to be, successful other than your parents. You know what I'm saying? They want the most and the highest success rate for you. And so if I can be someone of support, you have my support. But I just want to say, man, it was an absolute wonderful, wonderful interview to speak with you. Yeah, I'm blown away. Like I said, I get emotional. Scott knows that, man. But just Sariyah, just your mentality, like I love it. I love it. I love it, because Scott, you know this, and we talk about this all the time. These some of the younger athletes, I would say, need to take a page of your book, of just humbleness and being grateful and understanding you didn't get there by yourself. You're not going to take this journey by yourself, and to lean on the people who are giving you that positivity to continue your track and your journey. So for me to you, Sariyah, I wish you the best. I want to say congratulations to LSU Tigers. I don't know if I ever be a fan of LSU, but I'll be a fan of Sariyah Bailey. You know,
Thank you.
yeah, that's as far as I can go with that one. But
What?
we had a lot of rival friends transfer from LSU and stuff like that. But I just want to say congratulations on the early successes and many to come. Scott, you have anything you want to say?
Yeah. Where can people follow your journey in terms of social media? What are your social media handles?
So usually my main account at Sariyah Bailey, with 2 Y's at the end of it. That's mainly the page with like more soccer stuff. TikTok is another really big page of mine. That's more of just, good moments of my life, being with friends, family, just capturing the good times and just the dancing,
Yeah.
just a time to, bring people together. So those are my 2 bigger platforms for sure.
Okay, awesome. Well, as we wrap it up, an amazing episode. Thank you so much for your time. Dreams Podcast, Locker Room to Reality, Discipline, Respect, Education, Accountability, Maturation, Success. Usually we have someone come over. They're making that transition, but now we have someone ascending. This is our first guest. You're the youngest guest we've had. So ascending.
Oh wow.
So Yoshi, usually
in the locker room. So
yeah.
Building your reality from the locker room. So this is
exactly. Yeah. So thank you. Another amazing episode. We signing up.
Absolutely. Thank you much.
Yeah.